My name is Sam Folsom. I am in the Marine Corps. I signed up originally in the Navy in 1940. Served a year in the Navy as an ensign, then transferred to flight training, and after completing flight training in early 1942, transferred to the Marine Corps. Well, flight training at that time was pretty hectic. It was the time when a lot of pressure was being put on, and the whole program was growing tremendously. I started out in Washington, D.C., Anacostia, took my preliminary, and then went to Jacksonville, Florida for about 8 or 10 months. Then went on to Miami for my final training. The war had just started and people were just learning what they had to do. I was sent up to Quantico, Virginia to go to a gunnery school. After completing that course, I went out to the West Coast and joined a squadron. And I spent about 3 months on the West Coast. Then the squadrons were put together and sent to Guadalcanal. Got into Guadalcanal in this is all memory now, late September of 1942. We went in with 40 pilots, and of the 40 pilots that went in, 17 of them were lost in combat. I went out one day and got shot up quite badly. The plane was smoking and it was on fire when I landed. As I got out of my airplane, my best friend at that time came out of the mess hall and looked up at me and said, "Where you been?" The pressure is tremendous, but it's pretty hard to recount what it really is like. Everything happens so fast, even in those days, in those airplanes, it happened fast. You really don't have a lot of time to be frozen, fearful when you're in combat. It doesn't mean you're not scared, but you keep motion because you have to. Well, the worst day, I guess, was the day that I mentioned earlier with the Japanese battleship Haiya. Came down to, I was strafing a destroyer which was circling the battleship, and I pulled up, and when I pulled up I was all alone. The rest of the squadron had all gone in every direction. And I climbed up with no airspeed, just struggling to get up, and got caught by 5 or 6 Japanese Zeros. They had a field day with me. The best day in combat, waiting to intercept some Japanese bombers over Guadalcanal. The Japanese bombers were on the surface in a torpedo attack. So we dove down from 25,000, 30,000 feet right down to the surface of the water and intercepted Japanese torpedo planes. But we caught them on the water, and I slid in behind, and that's my first real experience with shooting on an airplane. And slid over, and there was another Japanese bomber almost alongside him, and got him. So that was my biggest, best, most fruitful day as far as the war is concerned. Well, I've worked my way from being a squadron commander on a ship such as this, where I had 24 airplanes under my command, to being the doorman where I say hi to everybody. It's interesting. It's something for an old guy to do, but it isn't very demanding. I meet a lot of nice people, don't misunderstand me. A lot of people still have interest in what went on in World War II, and they're interested in the ship, and that is something to continue with. A number of those people have gone on to be my friends throughout my lifetime. But at that moment, the pressure was such and the timing was so fast that, well, it's hard to describe. I don't want to say that I didn't miss anybody, but People got shot down every day, and there was none of this movie stuff of sitting around and crying and toasting the old buddy. Veterans Day is another day, a day of remembrance, period.